Coming up on Dude, Don't Just Lick Stuff.
You wanted this. You know? Watch how I take your girl now.
Fall.
It's family time!
I've soiled my tunic.
Welcome back to Dude, Don't Just Lick Stuff, the Adventure Time rewatch show where we make food loosely based on all the dish moves shows. Hi, I'm Seth, and with me is everyone's favorite sister. Say hi, Savy.
Hi, Savy. What happened?
I don't know. I was on a roll too. It felt good. And then suddenly it didn't. Anyways, today we're celebrating episode 9.
We are celebrating episode 9.
Yeah, that's kind of what every episode is. It's a celebration.
That's a nice way of looking at it, honestly.
Yeah, celebration of life, because now they're dead to me.
Oh, no. After we do the episode, then it's dead, then
Yep.
we move on.
I delete it from my brain after.
You'll never watch another one of these?
Nope. And today, I have to let go of one of my favorites. It's episode 9, season 1, episode 9, my 2 favorite people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be a tough one to let go of, but unfortunately, that is my process.
You're erasing them from, like, Hulu one at a time.
I contact Hulu. It's actually, this is for everybody. I contact Hulu, and I individually remove one by one after we watch them, so. You better listen to the podcast, or else you'll never.
In real time, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, you should, when we announce what next week's is, you should
get on it.
be watching it. Because it won't be here forever.
Harsh but fair marketing, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Super fair.
So fair. Anyways, I'm sure you have stuff going on. What's your life like today?
Are you feeling okay?
I told you I'm EP.
Yeah, you are EP. I'm also somewhat EP because I had to get up at 5 a.m. And even though we were talking last night and I was like, okay, I gotta take a shower and go to bed, I then stayed on my phone scrolling for like another 45 minutes.
Rude.
Not on purpose, just you know how it goes.
The nature of the beast.
The nature of the beast. And so I got like 6 hours of sleep, which is not my worst amount, but
No, that's
not ideal.
a good night for Seth.
I need like 8 or 9. Otherwise I get headaches. So
Headaches.
if I don't get like at least 7.5 hours, I have a headache when I wake up.
I see.
Yeah. But it's okay now. Like I've been doing my headache stuff. How about you? How are you doing?
As previously mentioned, I am EP.
Yes.
I did spend a lot of the morning doing some like design stuff, both for DDJLS, that's us by the way, and also my other side project, Baby Sheep.
Yes.
So I have some posts. I like scheduled posts. I didn't even know I could do that. I really don't post on social media at all, so like I don't really know the things you can do anymore. So that was new to me to schedule posts. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
You can. It's just I don't.
I just did it because I like made a bunch of stuff I liked, but I'm like, don't post it right now.
I know.
But then I'm gonna forget, and I'll be at work, and like, so I have some stuff queued up. If you're listening to this in the future, the song's
it will
already
be in
out.
the future, but
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's
Everything exists beyond this point. That's true.
except these episodes, which disappear.
They're gone. Because nothing exists in the past. Everything exists in the future. That's the lesson I'm trying to teach. But yeah, so it'll be April 17th, which is probably when this freaking actual episode aired in 2010. Who knows? But 4/17, it's a Thursday. Weird day to release music, but I'm doing it. And so at this point, there are 3 Baby Sheep songs. Listen to all of them. Thanks. Love you. Mwah.
You don't want to know what's funny?
What?
The next one doesn't, or this one doesn't air in April.
Oh, really? This is
Yeah.
like the first May one?
Yeah.
Nice.
That
Well, since this was a very beautiful and graceful segue, why don't you take us into the facts on the episode?
I shall. So let's start with the fact that season 1, episode 9, we already said that for my 2 favorite people.
We're celebrating it.
It aired on May 3rd, 2010.
Mm-hmm.
The director was Larry Likeleader. The story was by Meriwether Williams and Tom McKeon, and it was written and storyboarded by Pendleton Ward and Kent Osborne.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ken Osborne's not new, is he? Or is he?
I think he's new.
Okay, because last time I said it, you're like, they're not new. I'm like, I'm sorry.
They're usually not.
Okay.
I don't remember that name. But the synopsis, if you'd care to hear one, is that Jake tries to improve relations between Finn and Lady Rainicorn so he can spend more time with both of them, but may end up harming both friendships in the process.
Ooh. And am I to understand that you just pulled the synopsis not 5 minutes ago?
Yes, because I did all the rest of my notes, but I forgot about the synopsis. Okay,
That's
okay.
funny. We started recording. She's like, "Oh no, my synopsis!"
My synopsis. And right off the bat, I have a little bit of trivia.
Okay,
Yes.
bring it on. Does it have anything to do with the opening line of the episode?
It has to do with the title card.
Okay. I did look at the title card, so I can't visualize it right now.
It says this episode's title card has Adventure Time Presents as opposed to Adventure Time with Finn and Jake Presents from the episodes before it.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. Well, that's cool. All right, and without further ado, let's get into this episode and bury it in the ground after.
It's funeral march.
Yeah. So it opens up with it comes in hot, if I'm being honest. Jake says, "Pussycat, come here."
I forgot.
Yeah, I put that in all caps. Like, I can't forget to say that.
Oh my god.
He's chasing this like cat in a lab coat and glasses, and he throws
Science cat.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get there. I just didn't know. I'm going off of like first impressions. This cat in a lab coat with glasses. He's chasing him. He throws a beaker at Jake with a potion, and it explodes on him, and it turns Jake into a little butterfly. And then all of a sudden,
cute.
Cat starts chasing Jake, and he's like, "Help!" And then it goes to Finn, who's on top of this like shark guy, and they're fighting. And Finn's
With
like,
swords.
"Yeah, with swords, a land shark with swords." And Finn's like, "Hey, don't worry about it. Like, his spells never last that long." Jake's like, "Who are these guys?" Which is, but Jake is all of us, because who are these guys? Conflict number 1 takes place pretty early, and it's called Two Places at Once.
Yeah.
2 places at sign once, because I was like, that title's boring, so let's zest it up a bit. Not that you can see that, not that you've ever seen them.
Nope.
That was just for me. So,
little visual comedy here.
yeah, Finn tells Jake, like, "Well, yeah, you've never fought these guys? They're here every day at 4 o'clock on the dot." And Jake's like, "Well, I hang out with my girlfriend at 4 o'clock every day.
On the dot.
And he's like, "Oh shoot, I'm late." Obviously, if this is happening, I'm pretty late. And so Finn's like, "No, bro, like, you should stay like at 5 o'clock every day." So an hour later, they fight for an hour, and then he cuts their heads off.
And they regrow their heads.
Yeah, just
the
the
next
next day, and it's awesome. And Jake's like, "That does sound awesome." He's torn. He wants to fight them, but he wants to hang out with his lady too.
Mm-hmm.
Boo, says Finn. And Jake pedals away with he picks up an orange and his viola into his basket.
Yeah, where he says that he meets up with Lady to play viola every day at 4 o'clock. In the Adventure Time series presentation, it states that they practice every Thursday in Princess Bubblegum's garage.
Huh.
Yeah, it was a weird trivia fact that I found. I was like, interesting. I've
guess-
never heard that part.
Well, because when we finally do get there, they're not playing viola, so it's like...
Yeah. Well, I mean, they were supposed to, but he was late.
I was
And
just
how
wondering.
far away is he?
Well, to be fair, they were already in the midst of that battle.
Yeah, but it could have been like 4:02. I don't know.
I don't know. Enough time to turn him into a butterfly and turn back.
The other part for episode connections with Science Cat and the shark. Science Cat makes a reappearance in Flute Spell, the episode Flute Spell. However, by that time, his companion shark dies of old age.
Aw.
I know. No, regrowing his head back, I guess.
Is it mentioned?
Like, was it mentioned that he died of old age?
Yeah.
It must have been somewhere.
That's weird.
It's crazy. And then Science Cat also makes an appearance in I Am a Sword with Spear Bear as his new companion. And I don't know what the hell that's about.
I don't know either.
That might be in the spin-off or something.
Okay.
I'm not
'Cause,
sure.
Yeah, I don't understand that one at all. Anyways, with the orange and viola in his basket, he rides over to Lady's house and he meets with her and explains like he's late, and he gives her half an orange, m'lady. And Lady starts, she takes the orange, she eats it. She's speaking fluent Korean, and she eats the orange, and then she
like in one big old bite too.
And then with her horn starts like turning the tree blue, and then Jake's like, haha, now make that green, and makes like the river green.
Yeah.
She's, if you don't know, because we've barely mentioned her, this is her first like full episode.
Oh, that's true, because she did show up
In the first episode, she was the first character scene with Jake. So. But if you don't remember, she's like basically a unicorn that's really long, like a Eastern dragon
Yeah.
body type, and then she's rainbow.
Full rainbow.
And we'll get into her whole deal in a bit, but just the simple thing is that she's a unicorn, long body,
Yeah.
and she flies.
Yeah, so
We'll get there.
she's technically yes, that's what she looks like, but she is called a rainicorn.
Rainbow unicorn.
And yeah, rainbow unicorn. And her name is Lady Rainicorn,
Right.
which is interesting.
Is she a rainicorn, or is that just her surname?
Both, right?
So it's like if my name was like
Seth Human. Well, it's like Finn
got
Human.
Finn the Human. His
Yeah,
middle
but
name is the
sometimes they call him Finn Human.
Finn Humane. Anywho, Jake's he's amused. He's like having a good time while she's changing stuff, different colors, and then all of a sudden she yawns.
Like pretty fast.
Yeah. And he was late, so
Yeah.
she's sleepy at
She
4:05 maybe. Who knows what the timeline is, how long it took him to get there. She's sleepy, and she talks about how she wants to go to bed. He's like, what do you mean? And like, oh, I'm sorry,
I was late, I'm sorry.
And then sadly he's pedaling back home really hard, and then Shelby, the worm that lives in his viola,
First appearance of Shelby.
pops out to check in on him. She's like, oh, like, why are you so down in the dumps? And she's like, no response. Cool.
You must be good then.
And then he gets into it. But this is conflict number 2. And this one I didn't do anything fancy with the name. I literally just did Shelby, the talking worm in Jake's viola, because I just wanted to introduce her as a character.
Yeah, but that's not conflict.
But it does. I'm not saying that she's the conflict. I'm
Yeah.
saying I'm just using the conflict system to introduce her. And
Is
then
Shelby a girl?
I think so.
Because you said she, and I went, I always thought of Shelby as a boy.
Why? Because the voice?
Maybe.
I just assumed Shelby was a girl.
Let me look it up.
While you look it up, I'm just going to read what the conflict says.
Yes, go for it.
The conflict is more so the predicament that he's in, but I just want to use it to introduce Shelby. But Jake tells Shelby his predicament about wanting to hang out with Finn and Lady, but not wanting to miss out on either stuff like between them. Well, Shelby, always the wise worm, advises him to hang out with both of them
Yeah.
at the same time.
At the same time.
Jake is juiced. She's like, yes, my problems are solved, Shelby. Hell yeah, let's go.
With the little leaf.
Yeah, covering his Jake Johnson. What's his name?
What? What are you saying?
Is Jake Johnson New Girl Nick from New Girl?
Yeah.
I just gonna say Johnson, but then I was like, put Jake Johnson.
That's so funny. Okay.
Let's start that over. With this little leaf. Cut all that.
With his little leaf.
Covering his Jake Johnson. I doubled down. It's staying in this time.
We're keeping that whole struggle.
All right, what do you got for us?
Okay, so Shelby the worm. It's so funny because there's people also ask, is Shelby the worm a girl? And so Shelby is an earthworm.
Touche.
Yeah. And it says, although earthworms are hermaphrodites, he is a male as confirmed by Pendleton Ward.
Oh, well.
So Pendleton says Shelby's a boy.
Well, it's hermaphroditic, so both work, I think, if that's how that works. I don't know. If I'm being insensitive, I'm sorry. Any hoodles?
We'll go by Shelby's preferred pronouns, which are he, him.
All right. Cut 2. Finn, Jake, Lady. Lake of Fire. They're sitting outside a lake of fire.
Which is nuts.
Yeah.
That they're that close to it.
Very close. And they're having like a little picnic or something. I don't know what's fully going on, but conflict number 3 came in really quickly. It's called language barriers. Again,
Yes.
pretty simple.
Yes.
But that's what it is. Jake's excited, asks Finn and Lady if they think it's great, if they're excited.
He has that energy of someone who's like, please like
I want them
these
to like
people.
each other.
Yeah. And like, we're all having a great time, right?
Right.
This is so fun, right?
Like threateningly. Finn says, yeah, I'm having a good time, this is great. And then Jake asks Lady, Lady, do you think it's great? And then she says something in Korean, and Jake laughs really hard.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, what did she say? And he's like, well, Lady also thinks it's great.
Yeah.
This is sowing seeds for some later trouble, because, there's going to be some communications and issues with communications. He scrambles to spark more conversation. He's telling them that they both have great senses of humor, and that who's got a joke? Someone should tell a joke. Finn goes, knock knock.
Who's there?
She says, who's there? Diarrhea. Jake translates it, which he doesn't ever do. He doesn't like directly translate anything to her.
Yeah, no, she usually gets the English.
Yeah, so I don't know why he translated it to her, but then she just kind of like looks uncomfortable and is like, okay.
It says something else.
And then Finn's like, did she say diarrhea who?
He's like, no.
No, she did not say diarrhea who. She didn't say it. That's the whole title.
Yeah. Anyways, lady, do you have a joke?
Yeah, you should make a joke, lady. Lady makes a joke. Again, in Korean. Jake's cracking up. Finn asks, what does it mean? What'd she say? What was the joke? Well, it doesn't translate well, of course.
Of course.
Why would it?
I have the translation.
Yes!
Not word for word. But lady's joke was really not a joke, as it translates to something like this. It's like, I can't think of one, but remember the time we ran naked through that farmer's orchard? We ate all the apples and the farmer was so angry.
But that was the same story.
It's very similar to what's coming up.
And the farmer was so angry.
And she like continues the story.
It's so funny. Well, there you go. Well, aren't they always naked? Like,
But they're not wearing clothes.
you could just say we were running through the orchard.
And I was just like, oh my god. And that makes more sense as to why he's
They're
like
blushing,
and
yeah.
laughing.
They both are blushing.
Yeah.
Well, Finn sighs and he's like, is it okay if I leave? I want to leave. I want to fight something.
Like, I'm kind of bored.
No, Jake says. He comes up with a solution, though. There was a translator that he threw in the bottom of Lake Selazon.
I hope that you got that, because I was like, what a great name for a
Yeah.
lake.
I put the captions on to read it.
Oh, yeah?
It's basically skeleton, but the Z, it's SZELEZON. So
Oh, okay.
it's S instead of the K and instead of the T in skeleton.
Okay.
It's Selazon.
That's cool.
It's really cool. Yeah, it was interesting. Then Finn's like, you mean the one that's guarded by evil lake knights?
Yeah. And he's like, I don't know why I threw it in there.
Yeah. He's like, why did I throw that in there? Foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Well, then he's like, yeah, let's all go. And then Finn's like, whoa. Like, you're going to invite Lady Rainicorn? Like, no offense, but like, she's not really, isn't she too sweet for this deadly adventure?
She's the rowdy queen.
She's the rowdy queen. She can handle it. And then Finn's like, yeah, okay. Trust pound. And then they, boom.
Trust pound.
They pound Nux. And then I said Nux.
I know, but it almost didn't sound like that.
They pound Nux. And I don't know what's unclear.
When you were like, nut, I was like...
They run down by the lake and Lady zaps them, turns them all blue for some underwater camouflage.
But even though they were camouflage, they were discovered like immediately.
Oh, yeah. They dive in, immediately are swarmed by the lake knights with like lightsabers and shit, which was interesting. They're fighting them off pretty well, actually. Like, they're holding their own, they're beating them up. And then Finn spots the, how can you miss it, giant treasure trove.
In the middle.
And there's like, rocks cut out around it. So it's like an island within, kind of.
Yeah.
And
so there's like a trench on all around it, I
Yeah,
should say.
that's how I was trying to find a way to describe that, but you nailed that. Yes.
Yeah,
And
after I got the right preposition in there.
so he swims down there and he sees the translator. He picks it up. But I paused it and I want to look at all the loot that was on that little trove.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's all laid on like a
Take
bed.
a peek.
It's laid on a bed of gold coins. That's like the bulk of it. Yeah, just gold stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
But the loot, there was a genie lamp.
Ooh.
There were several chests, swords, skulls, shields, gems, several of those, some pottery, and then there was some like totem-like carved wood Easter Island looking stuff. Oh,
interesting.
Yeah, helmets. There was even a coffin.
A coffin?
It was like a gold-crested coffin. Like I said, a lot of coins. There's more stuff, but like I paused it and that's what I wrote down. But the genie lamp was the one that intrigued me the most. I'm like, oh, so there's genies. Like,
maybe it's just a lamp.
No, it's not just a lamp. Have you learned nothing? After Finn does grab said translator and he starts to swim up, all of a sudden the whole screen's shaking and all of a sudden there's dozens, if not
so many of them are
dozens,
pouring
if
out.
not multiple dozens of these
many dozens,
lake
dozens of dozens
of these lake guys. What are they called again?
The
Lake Knights.
Lake Knights. All
these lake knights are closing in on Finn, and then Rainicorn sees that lady, Miss Rainicorn.
This bit of animation's so funny to me.
She zooms down to help him, and she just freaking helicopters. Spins like
I'm
really fast.
From what point in her body is she spinning?
Yeah, I don't know.
Where's her center of gravity?
Because you would think it's either her head or her feet.
Right, like to kind of anchor.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's like from her middle, she's just spinning.
It's like as if it were a propeller.
Yeah,
Like,
her body was a propeller.
it was pretty cool. Cleared them all out really efficiently.
Yeah.
Finn jumps on and they sploosh out of the water.
Swim on out.
And Finn is stoked and is like telling her that you got to adventure with us all the time.
Yeah. And Jake's like, yes.
Yeah, he's like, his plan seems to be working.
Yeah.
And then Jake fastens the translator on Lady. Conflict number 4. Language barriers removed, but at what cost?
But at what cost?
The options are on this translator. Old man, nerdy alien, and nightmare.
Say something, sugar.
That was like nightmare was like razor orcs.
It
Like,
was so bad.
so scary. Nerdy alien was impossible to understand.
Of course.
Old man was, you could understand, but from Jake's point of view, maybe a little unflattering for him.
It's like talking to an old man.
However, Finn loved the old man voice and kept calling Lady Grandpa and like,
Yeah.
whatever you say, Grandpa.
It was so funny.
And
But yeah, when it was set to old man, of course she continued her story, and says that she also ate all the peaches in the orchard. So not only did they eat all the apples, but they also ate all the peaches, which is
and that farmer was
crazy.
so angry. That's all well and good, but they're taking off. They're in the air. They're flying. And Finn's like, hey, Grandpa, how can you fly with no wings? And apparently, Lady's response as old man, Grandpa boy, she's basically saying that the sunlight that we see comes to our planet and then bounces off to everything we see, and that's how we perceive color.
Mm-hmm.
She can use that that light principle to basically her body can absorb and intercept that light.
It dances off of the light waves.
Yeah, which is interesting because I'm like, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm assuming that's nothing true about it.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm just trying to think what our closest thing would be. I don't know. I'm not even gonna try. But basically, she can fly because of light, and she's a rainbow, thus whatever. However a rainbow works, she is but can move.
Yes.
Let's just stick to that. And also is corporeal and can be sat on. So it's like a corporeal rainbow that can move.
We forgot to talk about the. Come on, my darling. Wrap your legs around me.
Yeah. So there was a bit of discomfort and it's implied. I'll say all of it. But it's implied that there's some discomfort that Jake is uncomfortable hearing flirty things from old man Unicorn.
But that was censored.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess so.
We didn't have any censorship last episode.
That's true.
We do have some here. But in Australia and the Philippines, Lady Rainicorn only says, come on, my darling. She doesn't say the rest of it.
I see. Well, in the meantime, while she's giving that thorough explanation to Finn, science style,
Yes.
Jake is kind of getting bucked off of the back seat of her.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey,
it's a little bumpy in the back here.
he did in fact wrap his legs around her and his arms and was just kind of sliding down. And then Finn's like, whoa, schmow. There's a wizard giving out some magic rings or something. Do you want to get some, Finn?
Yeah, Grandpa.
And then they fly down. And while they do, because they take they're not cruising anymore, they're full on diving.
Yeah.
That's enough for Jake to slip right off the tail. And he turns.
Lady.
Finn! Lady!
Yeah.
That's the exact cadence if you cared. But anyway,
Oh,
turns
okay.
into a little parachute type beat and then
Drift.
and falls like a leaf and blanket and then lands. And then he's like, where are you? Where are they?
Where are they?
And then
He's really bummed.
Yeah, he is bummed. He sighs. This leads us into conflict number 5, perhaps a bit early, but I think this is when it starts to happen.
Okay.
Jealous Jake.
Jealous Jake indeed.
As Jake gets bucked off and flies away, he harumphs and starts calling out for them. He finds them, not without destroying a forest and scaring off a wizard and
Yeah.
apparently the Care Bears. I don't know what that was about.
He gets real big and runs to them.
Yes,
And
because he
crushes
sees,
trees.
Yeah, he sees where the magic is coming from, so that he
He panics and runs towards them.
And sort of like confronts them. And like, they're like, we had no idea you were...
It's like I was shouting your name.
Yeah. And they're like, we thought you were with us the whole time, basically. Like,
Yeah.
we didn't notice you were there.
Bummer.
Not what you want to hear.
Bummer.
But Finn and Lady got power rings, these magic power rings. And he's like, well, I got 10 of them. Like, do you want some? Even Lady's got some, but do you want some of mine? He's like, yeah, that's awesome. And then he like tries to take them off. He's like, oop, can't do it. I guess they're cursed.
Which is so funny. He's all still cool though.
Yeah, they're awesome.
And Lady, the power rings that she has are the same rings in the game Righteous Quest 2.
If you look at all the rings, like what they're projecting, it's all the same.
All it says is ladies are the same.
I don't know if it's like physically the rings or like the stuff coming from them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because the stuff coming from them, Finn has that too. Like I looked at both of them just to like look at them. They both have like this like floating like sad green guy spinning.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had fire on one of them. There's a few. I don't have the screenshot now, but
I'm guessing the ones that are for her character in that game.
I see.
Is what I'm assuming.
I see. Suddenly, we're back to the treehouse. Finn and Lady are playing on BMO. Shout out BMO again.
Yeah, BMO.
Doesn't talk again still in this episode, but we'll get there eventually, baby steps. But Jake's slumping on the couch while they're playing BMO. Lady's apparently really good at this game because beats Finn over and over again. Allegedly, he's like, "This time I'll beat you." And then Jake's like, "Well, hey, Lady, do you wanna go play viola after, or like you wanna go play viola?" And she's like, "Well, I'm in the middle of this game." And
for a second, I was like, "How do we understand?" Oh yeah.
And he's like, "Okay, well, Finn, after this game," even though he just is apparently making plans with Lady. Now he's going to be like, well, after this game, Finn, why don't we do some adventuring?
Yeah.
And then, the interesting part here. He says they're going up to a party, right? There's a party in the Cloud Kingdom.
What is this character?
It's the Joker, okay?
Okay.
Heath Ledger. So, sub-conflict number 1. Oh, you may have thought that Jake was a cold-hearted cheating slut. But have you ever thought Finn is a cold-hearted, undermining, manipulating slut? Why so serious? The reason I ask is why Finn is a cold-hearted, undermining, manipulative slut is like, why is he trying to hang out with his girlfriend and not like initially invite him like to this, like they made this plan for the cloud party without Jake.
That part is weird.
But they just met. You
and
know what
they
I mean?
were all together.
I know. It's like, when did that even happen? Like, did you knowingly buck him off and make quick plans, sneaky plans while you were getting power rings? What's going on?
And he's like, Lady and I are gonna go to a party in the Cloud Kingdom. You should join us.
Yeah,
Not
join
like-
us. You mean?
Yeah. Not like we're all going. Hey, or we got invited. Do you want to go?
So, and this is a long sub-conflict. It goes on for a while. So I will keep making Joker references
Oh, Lord.
as we go.
That's what we want.
So, like, and then Jake sighs
Yes.
dramatically, as the captions literally said, sighs dramatically. Like
a bunch of times.
3-4 times. And then Finn's had it. He's like, Jake, stop sighing. You're messing up my game. Lady beats Finn again. And Finn says, it's time to party. You know?
Let's get out of here.
Let's party with clouds. And Jake, are you coming? He said, no. Finn, the manipulating, gaslighting ass bitch he is, says.
It sounds almost more chosen.
I know, it's a little chosen, and my father was a drinker. That's how I have to channel it. Finn, the manipulation, gaslighting bitch, says, oh, I thought you wanted to spend time with me and Lady together. That's what he said. He said he wanted to spend time together. But he's using that against him.
Is he?
Yes, he's saying...
Not just saying snap out of your funk and come hang out with both of us?
That's not what he's saying at all. He said, this is your fault.
Oh.
That's what he's saying. He's saying... You know what he's saying. He's saying it's his fault. Basically, he's basically being like, well, you're the one who wanted this.
Yeah.
You wanted this.
You wanted this.
You wanted this. Cuck, you know? Watch how I take your girl now. So after that display of gaslighting, he still declines the party invite and says, well, you have fun with my girlfriend.
Which was censored.
Really?
Yes.
I guess that makes sense.
So the scene where he says, no, you go ahead and you have fun with my girlfriend was changed to just, no, you go ahead.
All right.
In Australia and the Philippines.
It's always those two. makes me think it was
they're buddies, I guess.
Are they close? Like geographically? They're both like south of like
sort of
mainland Asia, but I mean it's definitely closer than
we are.
Yeah, to either of them. I don't know, I was just thinking about that. I'm like, because I know there's like the chain of islands down there that are like, probably realistically not that close together, but
yeah.
on map wise, like it's
because the Pacific Ocean, like we were talking about yesterday, is fucking massive.
It's pretty big. Anyway, Finn's like, dude, you're acting weird. You should join us. Like, and then boom, they take off. And outside the window, you could see them flying. Then you see this a little bit before, but like you get a zoom in picture of the clock ticking. It's Finn and Jake. And it says timeless. Finn and Jake, timeless. And it's really cute. It's a cute clock they have. And he's like, oh my God, like they should be back already. Where are they? So and then he takes out his iconic phone. I think this might be the first time we see his phone. Headset and like external batteries taped to the back. Like double, like, or like the C batteries like taped to the back. So then he is calling them, the Cloud Kingdom that is. He's calling up there and then they're like.
To be like, where are these people?
Where are Lady Rainicorn and Finn the Human? And they're like, what? Oh, they left a while ago.
A while ago?
Yeah, that's my reaction too. Jake's like scrambling. He's riding his bike again, like
busts out the door.
Yeah, and then he ends up like stopping and seeing like the two of them on the rooftop.
Did you see the tree where he stopped? What was on it?
Yeah, the L and plus J.
Yeah.
Or J plus L, whatever it was.
Yeah, the Jake and Lady one on the carving into the tree.
Yes, and so here's my problem here. So, you be the judge, okay? Is this cheating?
They're replicating the date, and she's not yawning.
It's the next day. They haven't slept, presumably.
Yeah, and there's no yawning, and trust me, there's not a lot of sleeping going on either, if I had to guess.
You're right. They're turning things different colors.
See, I don't know what all that means, but all I know is that she's staying up for Finn. She's letting Finn hug her snout. His face.
When he was like, oh, you're so fun to hang out with.
Oh, I like you too, Finn. Cheating.
No.
I would do the same thing. I'd fall apart. I'd slash their tires or whatever they have, whatever's equivalent.
Well, he has quite a big reaction.
Oh, yeah. So Jake's upset. He goes, no, kind of as you said.
Yes.
Well, he says, my girlfriend in the arms of my best pal.
Well, two can play at that game, sweet cheeks.
He pulls out his phone.
Of course.
And do you have the list of names?
Because
I do.
Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Doug, Todd, Jerry, Dennis, Reggie, Peter, George, Larry, Luke, David, Benton, Mike R, Mike H, Mike A, Gareth, Jennings, Mr. International, Mr. Outrageous, Captain Majesty, the Flying Lettuce Brothers, Pete the Pumpkin,
Tiffany. He does an evil laugh. That was good.
That was really good. Some trivia.
Yes. I'm sure some of the names are people who work on the show or something.
Correct.
Yeah.
We'll get there. Many of these characters make an appearance in later
seasons.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Gareth and the Flying Lettuce Brothers are members of Jake's old gang of criminals.
Oh.
Along with Tiffany, obviously.
Yeah.
Todd, Jennings, Benton, Mike R, Luke, Captain Majesty, Mr. International, Mr. Outrageous, Reggie, and Pete the Punk are all Card Wars players.
That was most of the names, by the way.
Who participate in the 59th Card Wars Doubles Classic that he takes his kid to.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if you ever saw that
I did.
one. Okay.
With TV and...
I think he took TV and...
The one who voices Luis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Jake Jr.?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
We're way ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. Way down
whoa,
the line.
Jake has kids? Yes.
Don't worry about it.
Whole litter of Raina pups.
Like, spoiler, they stay together. Two of the names listed in the phone are Benton and Mike R, who are both storyboard artists.
Nice.
Benton Connor and Mike Roth for another popular Cartoon Network show. Can you guess?
Ed, and Eddie.
No. You can't tell from Benton Connor and Mike Roth?
Don't say it. Don't say it. I don't know. I literally just, as soon as you said other Cartoon Network show, I'm like, I just tuned out the stuff before that, and after that, it was just Ed, and Eddie. Mike Roth, regular show?
Yeah.
Wait, why?
Coincidentally, Benton Connor also works on Adventure Time, or worked on Adventure Time.
Wait, but Benson.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And what's Mike Roth have to do with it? Nothing?
No, those are
just the name. I'm just thinking
those are the guys.
So were you just having me guess the show?
Yeah.
There was no context of like why I needed to know that, right? It was just like that was just a good guess.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Because, like, have you not seen their names before on, like, the regular shows?
I don't really, like, look at, like, credits.
Dude.
That's funny. I was in, like, film classes and stuff, and I'm traumatized out of it because I had to watch, like, hours and hours and hours of, like, credits because we would, like, watch movies and critique them and do these things, and then all of a sudden we'd have to sit through, like, 20 minutes of credits, and then the next one would be a really long credit. So while I respect everything they do and all their jobs, I'm a little pissed.
Why? It's not their fault.
Yeah, okay, well, regular show's cool. I just don't, I don't really look at it. But now I'm really, maybe kinda, I could see it. I mean, I wouldn't have guessed it just by looking at, like, or just by hearing the names, I wouldn't have. Derek Dryman, for some reason, stuck with me on SpongeBob.
That is an interesting
and
one.
Steven Hillenburg, like, those names for some reason stuck. I watched way more SpongeBob than I did
That too.
regular show.
But yeah, it's stuff like, because they're always the credits in the beginning, right before the episode. And I feel like I've recognized the shape of a lot of names just because, like, we've seen them a bunch of times. Yes. But then it's like, oh, like, if you're talking, like, in conversation, I probably wouldn't know.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not crazy. Okay.
No, I get it.
Conflict number 6. Tiffany and Co. I really wrote Tiffany's a boy, but I was like, boring. And I just came up with the Tiffany and Co. right now. Jake and Tiffany facing away. Tiffany is. They're playing viola together in an attempt to make Lady jealous. Oh, and Finn.
Both of them.
But Jake's like, oh, hello. they're playing really well, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, and then she's like, Jake, what's going on here? And he's like, oh, just sharing a tender moment with my good friend, my beautiful friend Tiffany. And then Finn's like, stop, you're making Lady jealous. He's like, well, I'm trying to make you both jealous.
Why would I be jealous of Tiffany?
Because Tiffany's a boy.
Dun dun dun.
Turns around, he's got a little
mustache.
It's really disturbing. And
it's like, I will be Jake's best friend
forever.
And Finn loses his mind.
This is true.
Like, instantly.
They start fighting instantly, and he pulls out a knife, I think. I'm pretty sure he did. He pulls out a knife, and then Finn calls him a homewrecker.
Like, they're just, like, punching at each other and fighting, and Finn's just like, you homewrecker.
And then it kind of cuts between the fight and Jake talking to Lady, and he's apologizing.
Lady's like, dude, what is up?
Yeah.
What's happening?
He's like, well, you're spending a lot of time together. And he's like, well, she's like, well, that's, you wanted us. Is she in on the gaslight? I'm done.
She's like, my guy, I'm only hanging out with Finn because you wanted us to hang out.
And he's like, yeah, you're right. I'm being an idiot. I'm sorry I'm being an idiot. She's like, well, I love you because you're an idiot. You make me feel like a genius. You make me feel like a genius. In her old man voice. Then he's like, and you make me feel like I'm hugging an old man.
Yeah.
And he takes the translator off of her and just chucks it again. So eventually they might need that again. And now it's in the middle of the forest.
We do see...
Oh, we do see the translator again?
Not that one specifically, but Lady's parents.
That's true.
In future episodes wear translators.
What's really funny is before I watched the episode for this show today, I was thinking for some reason that those two were the same episode. Like, hanging out with Finn and then also with... I don't know why.
Which would be crazy.
A lot would have happened. But the thing was, the reason I thought about that was because I was trying to think of food. And I was like, oh, there's a lot of food in this one. And I started thinking, I was like, oh, I can make like a deconstructed hot dog. And then just have like ketchup and mustard splattered everywhere.
But that'll be fun when it comes out.
I'll save it.
What about human?
But anywho, so after they chuck the translator, then Finn does end up defeating Tiffany. Tiffany skedaddles and says, I will be best friends with Jake because I'm Tiffany. And then Finn goes like from like maybe 30, 40 feet, and it lands right on Tiffany's face. Pretty sure that's what happened.
Yeah, basically. So the part where Tiffany pulled out the like sword or knife or whatever, that was cut in Cartoon Network Asia.
Yeah, no kidding.
In Cartoon Network Asia, not other places, just there. And then in Spain, Italy, and the UK, the scene where Finn spits to Tiffany was cut in reruns. Not the first one.
Interesting.
Altogether, the shave time was approximately 6 seconds in Australia and the Philippines, and 3 seconds in Spain and Italy reruns.
Cool. Well, time for Jake to apologize to Finn, and he's like, don't give me that crap. Like, let me get in there. And he huddles up with them. And Jake says, let's never be stupid again. And then Finn, to be the little contrarian he is,
Wait.
let's always be stupid.
Which is
Forever.
the rest of the show.
And they are.
And they are.
And that, my friends,
I have some more stuff.
is the end of the episode. Just kidding. What's up?
I have more stuff. Okay. So I went on a little deep dive. Okay.
On spitting on people.
Yes.
40
No.
feet.
The last little bit of like production notes that I have was the same music from The Party in the Cloud Kingdom can be heard in the episode Trouble in Lumpy Space during the scene when Finn, Jake, Melissa, and Lumpy Space Princess are in Melissa's car driving to Brad's house. Just happens to also be there.
I have a quick side note about music. I don't know what it was when they were talking, when they were in the treehouse before they went to the party. There was a shift in music when like Finn and Jake were talking and like I think post sigh. I don't know. There was like some like weird in between. Just watch that scene again and like when Finn and Jake are like close talking to each other. I don't know what it is. The music was so good though. But go ahead.
Yeah, the music is always pretty good in the show.
Yeah.
So my two favorite people is the episode feature on the first Adventure Time DVD. And I have enough information for a whole other tab in my document. So, that was the title of the DVD collection, which was the first collection of episodes, or any episodes from Adventure Time.
Interesting.
And they were from season 1, I think all of them were, but they were kind of random. So my two favorite people is a DVD, which includes 12 episodes, 16 episodes on the 2012 release. But the original DVD was released on September 27th, 2011. The description was Finn and Lady Rainicorn sitting in a tree, Kissing. Okay, that part didn't happen, but when Finn and Lady Rainicorn get a little too close for Jake's comfort, Mr. Jealousy rears his ugly mug. And that's only 1/12 of what happens in these 12 awesome Adventure Time episodes, which is a fantastic description.
That's pretty good.
So-
They should write our summaries or
Our Instagram captions.
our synopses.
Our synopses. That was on the box.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So do you want to know what the episodes were?
You're going to tell me anyways, aren't you?
I sure am. In this order, my two favorite people. Evicted. Ricardio the Heart Guy.
Boo.
Trumbull and Lumpy Space. Tree Trunks.
Okay.
Dungeon.
Oh.
The Pods.
Oh, where we have our namesake.
Yes. The Limit.
The limit does not exist.
So these can't all be season 1, actually.
I don't think so. No.
Go With Me.
I don't remember that one.
I don't remember it based on title. The Eyes.
Mm.
You remember that one?
Is that
Okay.
the horse one?
Yeah. The Chamber of Frozen Blades. Ninja.
I was going to say it has to be in the Ice Kingdom.
To Cut a Woman's Hair.
Okay.
Do you? No, you don't remember that one?
Bubblegum?
No, but you'll remember it when you see it. You'll be
Yeah, I'm
traumatized. And then the 2012 release had 4 additional ones. It was His Hero.
Okay. Billy?
Yeah. Video Makers. Freak City.
Yeah, that one sucks.
And Ocean of Fear. And then it had a special feature called Little Did You Know, which had little bios of all the characters
Oh, fun.
that were listed in the episodes. So it'd be
Lord.
like, Little Did You Know, and it'd be like, Finn, race, human, and like go all the way through it. So that was kind of...
They're not allowed.
That's neat.
They're not afraid to tackle the heavy issues like race.
So that was some fun bonus content.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah. Now where was the snail?
I can tell you exactly where it is.
Tell me.
I'm not even looking at my notes. It's
Tell me.
4:15 when they're getting the underwater camouflage.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
on the
yeah.
shore.
On the shore. Right
of
after.
Lake Silazon.
Literally after, it's literally, you can't affect me right now. The way it's literally like when Rainicorn literally like whips her head back, and then the second the boys are back in frame, snail. Underwater camouflage.
You guys should have seen what we were doing.
We'll post it.
It was really stupid.
We put our fingers to our temples, palms out, staring at each other as if we're out competing each other
In
psychically.
a mental thing. Yeah. Here, let me take a picture of Seth. So we'll post it to the Instagram.
Well, without further ado, let's get cooking, huh?
Let's get cooking. What's our sponsor today, Seth?
Oh, I'm not gonna get into the specifics. I'll let them take care of it. They're gonna tell us in about 3, 2. Any last words before I say
Help!
1?
You ever stare down a rattlesnake, smile, and take another swig? Yeah, I didn't think so. This drink ain't for the dainty of hands or the tofu of hearts. This is Warmal. Made in a shack so deep in the woods, even satellites couldn't track it. And you won't even get poisoned by no 5G. It's brewed with high-altitude hops, iron-fed water, and a touch of pure rage. Warmal draft beer ain't just strong, it punches back. Is it smooth? Barely. Is it balanced? Hell no. Is it delicious? You bet your sorry beard it is. So if your idea of a good time involves chainsaws, bare-knuckle brawls, and building fires with your stare, grab a Warmal and drink it like you mean it. Warmal. I don't care if you like it.
This ad is for comedic purposes only. Any companies, products, or services mentioned are completely fictional and should not be taken seriously. This ad serves as a wildly self-indulgent attempt to launch a voice acting career. No actual endorsements, partnerships, or corporate conspiracies were harmed in the making of this ad. Many will enter, few will win. Enjoy responsibly.
Welcome back, you guys. We have food.
We're both sitting here with our eyes closed.
It's really, it's so complicated. It's a small room to navigate, and it's a big table that we have to walk all the way around.
It's not that big, but
No.
it's big for the room.
Yeah, there's a bed in here. There's a whole thing. You guys have seen the room.
You've
Anyways,
seen it.
we want to open our eyes in 3, 2, 1. Whoa!
Oh, that's cute.
Thanks.
That turned out really cute.
Thank you. So does yours.
Thank you.
So let's address the elephant in the room, or shall I say the orange in the room.
Yeah, I guess we both drew inspiration from the same thing.
The only line or any hint of food in the episode, which was, I brought you half an orange, milady.
Yes.
I was looking into baked goods as well.
Were you?
Yes.
Okay.
But then I was like, that's dumb. No, I'm just kidding. No, I was like, no, I've already done like baked stuff and I want to like keep.
Try something different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I have, as you can see.
Give me the title.
Oh yeah. It's called Half an Orange Chicken. Because he brought half an orange.
Yes. Yeah.
It is traditional orange chicken made with real orange. Orange zest, orange juice, juiced orange. I used 3 type of orange here.
Dang.
Yeah, and it has carrots. It has some cayenne in there. It's got the soy sauce. It's got sesame oil.
Yum.
As you can see, a little ball of rice, and I have just 3 little oranges as garnish.
Perfect.
So
cute.
yeah. And what's yours?
So mine is orange trust pound cake.
Oh, I was gonna say orangey glad. I didn't.
No, because
Trust pound.
no, because remember they go trust pound and they bump fists.
Yes.
And this is orange pound cake.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. I like it. That's a good
Yes.
one. Look at us.
Look
we
at
were telling
us.
each other before, like, I don't know about this one. We were both like, it's kind of a reach. It's a stretch.
It's a stretch, and we both were stretching.
And we were. But we, for obvious reasons, well, I guess not super obvious reasons, but for the pictures we take for the show, I didn't make enough for 2 plates and a picture. So we are going to share off this little plate. I'll let you take the first bite because I've had a little bit of it. It's,
Okay.
I really like it
We
personally.
want a little bit of rice, and we want a little bit of the chicken.
And get a carrot
Get
in
a
there.
carrot. Gotta get the perfect bite, right?
Perfect bite.
Come here. All right, here we go. Mmm.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
So last week I phoned it in. I'll admit. What was my dish last week? It was really easy. It was with ice cream and brownies. Right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to come back again, more Asian food, but I wanted to come back and be like, hey, I'm here. I'm trying.
I'm doing stuff.
So
yeah.
I'm still trying to push through my comfort zone. So that's what this was today. I hope you sound like you liked it. You
Yeah.
could just be being nice. I don't know. But I'm gonna try it.
Like, ooh, good.
So that's flavor.
Choices.
But you liked it.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, I'm ruining my perfect bite.
Look what you've done.
Oh, no.
You've got carrot on there.
I know, but I was trying to get the remainder of that rice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Solid, dude. That's a good one.
I really do like that.
Yeah, that's really yummy. Was there any kind of nuts in there or anything? It kind of had that feel, but I didn't see anything.
Oh, there's garlic in there too.
Oh, good.
As for nuts, I don't think so. I can't remember.
I want one more bite.
if there's any bitterness, it's if anything from the lemon or the orange like rind.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
zest, but then there's also, if you know oranges, they have that pith.
Yep. I haven't eaten a lot today.
I'm gonna take one of the slices.
Now, okay. So this is a gluten-free pound cake.
Very cool.
I just put little oranges on top
Another
as a
little
garnish. But it is, like I said, an orange pound cake with an orange glaze on top.
Yes, I imagined that was an orange glaze.
Yeah. So let's
Because
have you...
otherwise, then the only part of orange of the dish would be the orange garnish, which would suck.
No, it was orange pound cake.
Oh, so
The cake is orange pound
cool.
cake. Here you go.
Okay, do you want to rip this guy in half?
Sure. Like, here's a whole slice.
Okay. Well, this looks very good.
You like?
Mm-hmm.
I figured this might be more up your alley in sweets.
So I have, yes, it is. But I have a couple important notes about, like, orange specifically. I love orange. I love, like, mandarins. I love, like, the cuties, whatever. I love all the family of oranges. Love them. I don't typically like them in baked goods.
Interesting.
Like an orange scone, fuck it. Throw it away.
Scones. All right, here's the thing. Let's get into
All
it.
of our British fans, sorry in advance.
Scones are too dry. They're too dry.
Correct.
They're an inferior baked good.
Yes. Not even a hot take. Not here, anyway.
Not here.
Not in this room. You're safe.
I've had people make scones for me, and I always appreciate that. Because I always appreciate when people make stuff for me. And I enjoyed it, but I enjoyed a lot more if it were cake.
Honestly,
or biscuit.
Some pound cakes I've had are pretty dry.
Yeah.
This one's not.
Yeah,
one's
no,
good.
this one turned out pretty well.
But yeah, no, it's really good. I just don't really like oranges like a ton in baked goods. I don't know why scone was the first thing I thought of. But again, I love oranges and I like baked goods. So you'd think that'd be like a knockout.
Well, I figured because your palate kind of tends more towards the fruit
Correct.
and not towards like chocolate.
Right. Well, and if it is chocolate, it's like it better be raspberry chocolate.
Yeah.
You know.
Strawberry and chocolate or raspberry and chocolate, right?
I prefer raspberry. Like, you know those like those squares, the Ghirardelli ones with the chocolate and raspberry? Those go crazy.
Yeah.
Those can have my babies and keep having more. I don't know, whatever whatever I'm saying there.
Did you ever get to try my wedding cake?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Like everything, I think it ran out before it got to me.
Shut up. I know that there was like a bunch of sheet cake stuff going on. I think you guys did.
I probably did.
Because I think it went straight to like the wedding party and immediate family. Because it was like 2 tiers or something like that. Anyways,
Fancy.
Jake and I only got one bite, and that was
damn.
the bite that we fed each other.
Oh.
And then we were too busy, and then
All of a sudden it's gone.
well, no, because they saved the top bit for us.
Okay. What happened to the top bit?
Well, they brought it back to our house, but we went on our honeymoon like
Oh no.
right after, and then nobody touched it, and it stayed in our fridge for our whole honeymoon,
Okay.
which was 2 weeks
Oh yeah. In Hawaii.
in Hawaii. And so when we came back, it was gross,
Sure.
so we tossed it.
Aw, that's really sad.
It's really sad, but I was like, nobody ate it.
I can't remember. Did you guys have like the little like wax figures on it?
No,
Okay.
that's stupid.
I know. I thought that I was gonna judge you really hard if you did.
No, our wedding cake was really cool because it had like
Be honest, I don't remember much of
it
it.
had dragon scales
Oh.
and rock candy like that looked like amethyst and stuff.
That's
It was really pretty. I
You know
liked
who
it.
would really like that?
Who?
Abigail. Stardew Valley.
Wait.
Amethyst. It's her
Yes.
favorite thing.
Yes, it is.
That's what made me fall in love with her.
She would have eaten the rock candy too.
Yeah.
And then be disappointed that it wasn't actual
I
rocks.
know. She's like, well, where's my essential minerals? You know,
I need my minerals.
and my unessential minerals.
Okay, so
Do we need a reminder of the scale?
let's
I know we probably don't,
never.
but for you guys who need it,
For those
idiots.
of you playing at home,
And our new scale. New. It's in like this is our 4th episode using the scale.
yeah, we've had it longer than the original scale, probably.
Nope.
Close.
Nope. Yes, close. But nope. 1. Unacceptable.
Dun dun dun.
2. Boom, boom.
Boom.
Next episode, you'll find out more about that.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Check, please. From Shelby.
From Shelby, who debuted today. Number 4. Flip. What the zip? Controversial. Number 5. Nooch. Not as controversial. Number 6. More
Grease.
controversial. Can we get me to say more controversial? Grease. Okay, cool. And then number 7 is Schmauzow. Number 8 is Slamagow. Number 9 is Topps
Topps
Blue Bee,
Bee,
which you would think is the top, but it's not. But it so could be. Number 10, Mathematical. And so, yeah, 1 through 10. Let's get started rating these bad boys.
Yeah, where do you want to start?
Let's start with mine because I ate first, or I showed first. So.
Sure. 8 first.
Let's just have a quick reminder bite.
A quick little reminder. Cheers.
So that was pretty good.
It was good.
Where would you rate this guy?
It was a bit more complex than you've been in a while.
2 episodes to be exact.
Feels like a lot longer.
Well, we have taken some breaks.
Yeah, and we've recorded some side quests, which you guys have heard one of them by now.
You better.
You better. So we've had a few breaks and things, so it feels like a while. I like the half an orange chicken. It was a fun little aside.
Thank you.
I will say, you were freaking out earlier about the fact that we didn't have a rice cooker here.
Yes, that should not dock the dish had nothing to do with that.
And you panicked about cooking the rice itself, and then were weird to my cutting board.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's no footage. We were not mic'd, so it doesn't count.
No one else knows either, but you know. We know.
I have no idea what you're referring to. But please, go on about how good it is.
But no, yeah, it tasted really good. You're like, but please, can we pivot?
Please?
But yes, it tasted very good. I want to say it's not quite as good as your noodles that you did.
Interesting. I personally like them better than my noodles. I really did.
Okay.
I did like my noodles, but different. I mean, obviously, we have different tastes.
Yeah. I don't know why. I mean, because, like, traditionally, I do like this sort of
Something
vibe.
about this is bad.
No, I do like this sort of vibe more. Like, because I like generally sweeter stuff. I guess maybe I'm not as big of a fan of, like, sweet meat as I am of, like, spicier things with meat, you know? But not that the noodles were spicy. But yes, I think it's very good. I think I rated your noodles really high. I can't remember exactly what. I would put this...
I believe you gave me a mathematical on that one.
Did I?
I think so.
I think I would put this at like an 8 or 9.
Maybe a slam 0.5.
Yeah, a slam a cow 0.5.
Okay.
I think that's a pretty good
I will accept that.
good spot.
I will accept that. Room to grow.
Room to grow. And that's more because, like...
Because you hate me.
Well, no. Like, you did mention while we were eating that the chicken you didn't quite make from scratch kind of deal.
Correct.
Yeah.
No time for that.
No time for that. I get it. That's where I was kind of like, okay, well, you could have done a little bit with that, and that would have been a 10.
Well,
immediately.
I didn't make the noodles by hand. They were egg noodles, and they're really yummy.
Yeah.
But I didn't make those by hand.
Yeah. But they also, like, hit different. Maybe it was because it was like, holy shit, Seth made this.
Did I set the bar too fucking high?
No, I think maybe it was just because it was such a surprise. But I think, like, there was a little texture-y thing.
Okay.
Is what I was thinking of with the breading that the chicken had.
I see.
You know what I mean? That made it not quite...
Yeah. Next time, mark my words, I will make my own breaded chicken.
You should. But, like I said, still very good.
Thank you.
Still a solid 8.5. Schmauzau 0.5.
Slam
Slam
a
a cow 0.5.
Nope.
The other one. You're like, that's lower?
Oh, damn it.
It's slipping.
Okay, well, thank you. That's
Yeah.
good enough for me. Yours, on the other hand, oof. No, it was also very good. Like I said, it's a tough balancing act to put orange in a dessert and baked goods that I would like. So that's good. I also don't like orange jam for some reason. Like, I like jelly and jam. I love strawberry jelly. I don't really fuck with grape because grape was always kind of
Grape is fine, but
yeah, it's like not the worst. But like raspberry, all those jams, great. Something about orange, not my favorite either. But I love oranges like so much.
yeah.
I don't know, something like when it's changed from its original shape and like use, I like it much less. So
You like it as a portable snack.
yes, and so that is to say that it did exceed my expectations of an orange baked good.
Would you like to have another bite?
I just did a little bit ago, but I will again for the for the sake of that you asked me.
And how about now? No.
Oh, worse. It is a little jarring to go from orange chicken and rice to then just orange pound cake.
Yeah.
It's hard, like...
From the savory orange to the sweet orange.
Right. It's like very different oranges going on. But I will say, yes, very delicious. The glaze isn't too much. Like sometimes glazes are like too thick to where I'm biting like a little inch of sugar.
I literally made it thinner because I was like, Seth will like it thinner.
Thank you. Yeah, because traditionally pound cake you can kind of see like a layer.
Yeah, well,
it's like white.
They wanted me to do like a cup of powdered sugar and like 7 tablespoons of orange juice.
And
I was
if
like,
that's her thing, guys, great. She knows her audience. It's not my thing. Like cupcake frosting, like you can put a little bit on there, but like some people just be like, our friend.
Yeah. Yeah, every time our friend and I would go to a birthday party together, he would take the frosting
and just eat it.
And I would take the cupcake.
It's so gross.
So we would just swap.
So
like
gross.
I'd scrape off the frosting and he'd give me his cupcake. And it worked out.
It's so gross. Like that much frosting. Yeah, so if you have like a little baby layer of frosting, I'm all for it. But,
yeah, a little bit of moisture is the thing, right?
But yeah, so I'm glad you thinned it out a bit. That's awesome. So yeah, I will give this, drum roll please. Probably like a check. No, I'll give it I'm gonna give this a tops 0.5.
A tops 0.5?
It's really good.
That's way too high.
Well, did you make everything by yourself?
Yeah, I didn't have a box or anything. I did it.
Okay, see, then I assumed that. So
Well, but now I feel bad for
I don't
my
care.
rating for yours.
that's not what this is about.
Because
No.
no, listen. I only gave you the
Slam a cow.
The slam account. I know, I almost said the other one.
I'm like, you did what?
0.5 because I was like, oh yeah, there's a little room for improvement with the breading.
This is it, Savvy. This is your peak. You can't get better than this.
I already have.
No. Okay, fine. I'll do a random number generator.
No.
1 through 10.
No, we can have the same score.
let me. I'm just gonna do this for fun and see if I like it.
A tops 0.5 is crazy. I mean, yeah, I made it. It's gluten-free, whatever, but it's pound cake. It's not even my favorite thing, but I do like it.
All right, I just did the random number generator and it hit me with a 7. So you are officially getting a schmouse out, and I'll add the 0.5 for fun.
Okay.
Schmouse out 0.5. So you asked for this to not be a 9.5. You lost out, buddy.
I was saying probably an 8 would be good.
Schmouse out 0.5 is fine then. We're compromising. All right. Well, these numbers mean nothing.
They mean nothing.
But if you guys are like keeping stats at home, this does count.
Hey, wait a minute.
What?
Hey, wait a minute. There's got to be an asterisk by the one for mine.
Sure.
If anyone's keeping track, Mom. She's probably not listening anymore, actually.
No, we dragged her through the mud a little too much.
She heard us bashing her through the first couple episodes, and she's like, I'm not listening anymore.
I don't blame her. But
honestly, we weren't bad though.
No, I know, but
It was sillies.
I don't want. She might take things a little more personally.
Sometimes. But I think she was just teasing.
Hashtag
Only child syndrome.
I'm not done, Mom.
She'll listen to this one after giving it a break.
What did they say? All right, you guys. Thank you for listening.
Thanks so much.
There's nothing else you want to say, right? Nothing at all?
Just, like, can we hang out after this?
No.
Oh, okay. Guys, we actually don't like each other.
This is all a bit. The siblings charade. I fucking hate her. The only reason we're doing this podcast was because
What?
Was because we were switched at birth and
Switched at birth? What?
And the social worker I was working with said it's a really good idea to reconnect.
By doing a podcast with your sibling.
That was their idea.
Wait, we wouldn't even be siblings.
What do you mean?
If we were switched at birth?
No, but like
No, but like...
So, but like...
Are you saying one of us was switched with someone else?
Yeah. Yeah. Or like, what's the one with the twins when they're like long lost, like when they're
Like Parent
separated
Trap?
at birth?
Separated at birth.
Yeah, we were separated at
Not
birth.
switched at birth.
That's
Like,
the show, I think.
yeah. And also, we're not the same age.
Correct. But I think what
Switched
happened,
at 2.5 years old.
really traumatizing for you, I'm sure.
With a new family.
Well, thank you guys again for hanging out with us, even though
We're no longer siblings.
Yeah, so
Never were. We lied to you.
we're going to take down the trailer because that's a blatant lie
Yeah.
where we say, and we're siblings. So just know I was against it from the beginning. I was like, we should tell them that we're not
We've
actually
got to be
siblings.
truthful. Yeah. Yeah. We got really
So-
caught up in the marketing of it all.
Right.
But anyways, thanks for listening. You guys can check us out on social media at DDJLS Podcast.
And if you want to watch videos, like we have a couple visuals up now, and like if you just want to look at our community tab on YouTube,
Which we update most of the time.
yeah, mostly it's Dude Don't Just Lick Stuff or at DDJLS Podcast.
Or if you want to email us, you can email us at ddjlspodcast@gmail.com.
Or nothing really else to tell you, but I just wanted to say I want the last word. Love you, bye.
Hey!
Wait, how do you do it?
Oh my god.
That's kinda good, right?
That was pretty good.
I'll stop.
Get the sillies out. I'll just bleep that one out.
I didn't mean cut that. I mean clip that.
Did you?
That's going in the trailer.
Did you actually mean that, or
Yeah.
did you mean cut it? Okay.
I meant I couldn't find a way to.
I'm all cut.
I would have said cut it, you know. But I want you to clip it because that was funny, and that could be a good.
Do you want me to bleep out cuck or?
I'll leave that up to you. That one just was chosen.
That'll be coming up.
Coming up on Dude Don't Just Lick Stuff.
This cuck.
This All right. Let's lock back in.
Lock in.
I'm not here to be socially conscious. I'm here to be funny.
No.
Cut that for sure.
We got another Matt Rife on our hands.
No. So you think I'm cute?
No.
Just kidding. He fucking sucks.
He sucks, like, big time.
Big old donkey dick. Okay.
They haven't slept for presumably. Take a break. Drink your stuff. You can pause it if you want.
Nonsense. I'm making bloopers. And like shoots at him. Or shoots at him. I meant spits at him from afar.
And we all know what happened in 2009.
9/11. We were too busy processing other things.
Obviously, we're not keeping that.
Today we have a very wonderful sponsor.
No, I do the mid-tro.
No, we're not doing this again. I know we just listened back to that episode, so that's still fresh, but...
You did the intro, so I do the mid-tro.
And the outro.
You little baby. Hold on. Give me a second.